Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji's pranams to
Hare
everyone.
Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dhanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji.
Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Pranam
Krishna
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna, Mataji.
Pranam.
Pranams.
Hare Krishna
Pranam,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyaudirayet. Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 5th chapter, verse number 14. Venkat Narasimha Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Venkat Narasimha Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself, please. I'm not the host, so I cannot request you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Swarineva Gunanvita Tannishta Magatasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhi Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Swairi Nivagunanvita Tannistam Agatasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhirbhavet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Swairiniva Gunanvita Tannistha Magatasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhirbhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanyavad.
Thank you. Madhusoni Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Swairiniva Gunanvita Tannishtham Gatasyeya Kim Satkarma Bhi Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you. Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Nana Rupatmano Buddhihi Swairiniya Gunanvita Tannistha Magatasyeha Kim Satkarma Bhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Prem Prananandani Madhavi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nana Rupatmano Buddhihi Swareniva Gunanvita Tannishtam Agatasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhirbhavet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Okay. Usha Devati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nana Rupa Atmana Buddhi Smairini Iva Gunanvitaham Tatnishtam Agastasya Iha Kim Asat Karma Bir Bhavet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shubha
Hare
Rao
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam
Pranam.
Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nana Rupatmane Buddhihi स्वैरिणीव गुणान्विता तान्निष्ठामगतस्येह किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Dhanyada Meshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Svairini Bha Gunanvita Tannishtam Agatash Eha Kim Asat Karma Bir Bhavet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम्स माताजी ओम
Dhan-
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नानारूपात्मनो बुद्धिः स्वैरन्नीवा गुणान्वित तनिष्ठामगत्य स्येह किम असत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you. Uma Kulkarni Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नानारूपात्मनो बुद्धिः स्वैरिणीवा गुणान्विता तन्निष्ठाम् अगतस्येह किमसत्कर्म भवेत्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you. Pushpa Yashomati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नानारूपात्मनो बुद्धिः स्वैरिन्व गुणविदा तन्निष्ठाम् अगस्तस्य किम सत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Sverini Vagunanvita Tannishtham Agatasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhir Bhavet. Nana various, Rupa, who has forms or dresses, Atmanaha, of the living entity, Buddhi, the intelligence, Swerini, a prostitute who freely decorates herself with different types of clothes and ornaments, Eva, like Guna Anvita, endowed with the mode of passion, and so on, Tat Nishtham, the cessation of that, Agatsaya, of one who has not obtained. Iha, in this material world, Kim Asat Karma Bhi Bhavet. What is the use of performing temporary fruitive activities? Divine Grace Shabad Ki Jai. Narad Muni has described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryashvas understood the identity of this woman. Mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity is like a prostitute who changes dress just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? Purport by His Divine Grace Shabad Ki Jai. A woman who has no husband declares herself a prostitute. A prostitute generally dresses herself in various fashions intended to attract a man's attention to the lower part of her body. Today, it has become a much advertised fashion for a woman to go almost naked, covering the lower part of the body only slightly, in order to draw the attention of a man to her private parts for sexual enjoyment. The intelligence engaged to attract a man to the lower part of the body is the intelligence of a professional prostitute. Similarly, the intelligence of a living entity who does not turn his attention toward Krishna or the Krishna consciousness movement simply changes dresses like a prostitute. What is the benefit of such foolish intelligence? One should be intelligently conscious in such a way that he need no longer change from one body to another. Karmis change their professions at any moment, but a Krishna conscious person does not change his profession, for his only profession is to attract the attention of Krishna by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and living a very simple life without following daily changes of fashion. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we are taught to adopt one fashion, the dress of a Vaishnav with a shaved head and tilak. They are taught to be always clean in mind, dress, and eating in order to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. What is the use of changing one's dress, sometimes wearing long hair and a long beard, and sometimes dressing otherwise? This is not good. One should not waste his time in such frivolous activities. One should always be fixed in Krishna consciousness and take the cure of devotional service with firm determination. Take the cure of the devotional service with firm determination. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadameyam Dadati Sapadatikam. Hey Krishna Karya Sanyam Vinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namasite Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Pre. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shiva Sadika और भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare नमां विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे. Narad Muni had described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryashvas understood the identity of this woman. Mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity. Entity is like a prostitute who changes dresses just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of the mankind, chapter number 5,
Daksha
which is called as
Prajapati. Narada's curse.
Where Daksha Prajapati?
Narada being cursed by Daksha Prajapati.
Yes. So, Narad Muni had described 10 kinds of analogies, and Daksha, the sons of Daksha are decoding it one by one. Which was the first one? First one was?
The whole, there is a whole.
The earth, which is compared to the material body. Second one was the king of a kingdom, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only one enjoyer. Third one was the in which one enters, one never returns.
It's soul.
And the fourth one is this, that the unsteady intelligence is compared to a prostitute. This is a very strong comparison. Okay, we don't hear such comparison in Srimad Bhagavatam that often. Yes, today what we'll read also will have a comparison of a pumschali or an unstable woman, but they're very strong comparison. The property of our intelligence is to discriminate what to do, what not to do. But when the intelligence become unsteady due to the agitation by the mode of passion, and that mode of passion makes the intelligence engrossed in fulfilling what kind of desires? Yes, what does Krishna say? Mode of passion is driven by what?
Sakam karma.
Huh?
Fruitive activities.
Mode of passion is driven by very nice greed, intense endeavor, right? Enviousness is all these things. So hard work. So, and then why? Because one has so many desires to fulfill. Because they see this material world as a place where they have to grab things and opportunities and positions to fulfill their desire. So who is responsible for that kind of a discrimination? The intelligence. But that intelligence is contaminated by more of passion and it has now become unsteady. Why? Because if it was steady, it would only have one goal. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? When Arjun says that, what is the answer to that? Vyavasatmika buddhi ekehe kuru nandana. It says, neither do we know what is right. Right? I am, neither do we know what is right to do. Is that the answer? Like indecision? Is that the answer to indecision?
Is it kama esha krodha esha, Mataji? Why one is driven to do
buddhi ekehe
karunandana bahushakha yanantasya ayona vidyate.
Bahushakha yanantasya, what is after that?
Pratyavayona vidyate.
Pratyavayona vidyate, yes. So
Buddhayo avyavasainam. Buddhayo avyavasainam.
Avyavasaina, right.
Buddhayo
avyavasaina. Right.
And
I got
242. I know, I think it's 242. So, Vyavasatmika Buddhi Ekehe Kurunandana.
Bahushakha.
Yeah, 241. Yeah.
241 mark.
Bahusha.
Avyavasai.
Buddhi Avasayina. So,
Huh.
what does it mean? So, what does it mean that Krishna is saying that those who are resolute in purpose, their aim is one. And see, the word uses buddhi. And Prabhupada is translating the buddhi as intelligence. So, Vyavasatmika Buddhi is resolute. Okay, because they have one. Ekehe Kurunandana, one aim. And then again, Buddhayo Avyavasayana, Bahushakayanantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayana. That buddhi, that intelligence, which is not in Krishna consciousness, is multi-branched. And that is what we are reading here exactly, that it is unsteady. What does it mean unsteady? Means what? That is not resolute. Okay, it's not resolute. It is actually going in many, many directions. Sometimes acquiring to go to moon planet, sometimes to Indralok, sometimes to Brahmalok, sometimes to earthly planet, sometimes animal life, sometimes what life. So that intelligence is compared to a prostitute, or which is a person which is not satisfied with one person. Right? What is the definition of a prostitute? The definition of a prostitute is a professional person who is selling their body to gain some artha, to gain some monetary, some money, or some monetary gains, right? So that they can fulfill their desire. So don't think that the person who's doing it overtly is the only person who's a prostitute. Here, Narad Muni is comparing the unsteady intelligence of every conditioned soul to a prostitute. Every single conditioned soul who is not resolute in purpose to Krishna consciousness has an unsteady intelligence, which is compared to a professional prostitute. Why? Because it is not turning towards Krishna. Okay, so don't think that it is just for one particular category of people. It's everybody. So we cannot blame anyone else saying that I am higher and you are lower, because according to Narad Muni, the intelligence of unsteady intelligence is like that. And what does the unsteady intelligence lead to? Because a steady intelligence is resolute in one purpose, which is to serve Krishna. Right? Either way, whether I serve Krishna by fighting a war, or whether I serve Krishna by preaching the glories of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, whether I serve Krishna by cooking for Krishna, whether I serve Krishna by book distribution for Krishna. No, but the purpose is to serve Krishna. Now, what is the purpose of an unsteady intelligence? How do we know that this particular intelligence is unsteady? What is the symptom? What is a symptom? Tell me. What is the verse saying? What is the symptom? What is the symptom? What is this verse saying?
It is not steady. It is multifaceted. It means it
What's
is
the
divided in
symptom? What is the symptom? That's the definition.
So
of
it
symptom.
can't discriminate properly.
Unable
It
to.
can't function. It can't do its function properly.
So,
Unable to
yes, very nice.
discriminate with
Yes.
the-
So Prabhupada is writing a karmis change their profession at any moment. Okay. You're looking for some great
Uncertainty.
opportunities.
Uncertainty, Mataji. Uncertainty.
Okay, uncertainty, very nice. Thank you. So karmis
double-minded,
change.
Mataji, double-minded.
Instability. Instability.
Double-minded.
Double-minded, duality, instability.
Instability.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, thank you. See, so
Bewildered,
huh?
bewildered intelligence generates lust.
Okay, that's a function. I'm asking symptom. Very nice. That's a function. That what is that intelligence leads to. Very nice. So yes. So what is it that how do I know whether my intelligence is resolute or irresolute? How do I know? Because all these verses are for us to become introspective first and then go out and judge people. We can actually never judge anyone if we cannot help that person out of a situation. We cannot find fault in anybody and you propagate that fault in a personality if we cannot help that person out of the situation. If we do that, we are finding fault, and then it is an offense, and it impacts my chanting directly. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, one should not offend even any kind of living entity. But if you're offending, actually, we are actually decreasing the quality of our own chanting, which leads to decrease or slowing of our own Krishna conscious movement. So the symptom is that the person is not fixed in their purpose, and they see many, many avenues and opportunities in the material world without Krishna. Okay, many, many avenues and opportunities are there for growth for this particular person, but there is no Krishna. A Krishna conscious person is also looking for so many opportunities to spread Krishna consciousness, right? There are so many devotees I know that they do corporate preaching, they do university level preaching. I met so many devotees in Gita Nagari in the summer when I went to live there, who actually became devotees from university because the devotees went and preached them. Or so, but there we are also looking for opportunities and avenues in this world to expand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. But a person of unsteady intelligence is a person who will also look for opportunities and avenues for growth, but minus Krishna. Minus. I have better opportunity to grow in this way, that way. So how do we what do we do? Should we stop looking for opportunities? Should we not grow in our career? Should we not grow in our profession? Should we just sit hand in hand? No. That's not what it means. What it means is that try to do it as a service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Become an example. Navanisha Prabhu was telling me the other day that there was a dean, I don't remember which college he was saying. He was explaining that in India, the Prime Minister had added a credit course for Vedic knowledge, Vedic curriculum. Something he was explaining to me in detail. And he said it's a credit course, and a lot of universities are reaching out to him to start it locally and, of course, different states. And he was explaining to me that he knows this particular person who's a devotee and who's a dean in this college in northern India. And he was saying that, you know, a devotee cannot allow meat to be distributed in the hostel mess. So he banned the meat, which did not sit well with the students. So the students were doing propaganda against that movement by the dean. And Namaneshwara was saying that this dean is his friend, and he said that he didn't care. He didn't care because he was very fixed that this is the right thing to do in service to Krishna. And of course, he came out victorious without any hassle because it was a service to Krishna. So I learned it from there that actually one can be serving at any post, but it has to be as a service to Krishna. We look at from the life of all these great devotees who are very like, Bali Maharaj, right? Vaman Dwadashi was yesterday for you. Or we look at the life of Yudhishthira Maharaj, or Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj. We look at the life of Queen Kunti. We look at the life of Nand Maharaj. They're all very responsible people at very responsible posts. But they are conducting Maharaj Pratap Rudra from Chaitanya Chaitamrita. They are conducting all their responsibilities. They are not cutting short. Or Ramananda Rai, but they are doing it as service to Krishna. They are actually identifying themselves as servant of Krishna, going to their respective duties. Arjuna is going to fight the war as a service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is a skill. Okay, we need not change the externals. We have to change the consciousness. So it's a matter of consciousness. Because consciousness, the subtle body is stronger than the gross body. The subtle body defines where the soul goes next. Gross body is just a vehicle. Okay, but the subtle body is driving the thing. So understand that the unsteady intelligence means that the intelligence which is not resolute in its purpose has a lot of doubts or is not ready to see Krishna. Many branched, many avenues, many changes happen in their life. Many fashionable things. Prabhupada is giving example of fashion. So much change. There's so many fashion weeks, fashion magazines, this cloth, that cloth. I think I told the story of the designer of Radha Madhav in Mayapur. Did I tell the story of designer, the devotee who's from Japan? I don't remember her name, but who designs the dresses for Radha Madhav in Mayapur and Ashtasakhi? Did I tell the story? Or
Mataji.
no idea?
No.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Nobody.
Mataji, tell Mataji.
No.
Oh, so there's this devotee from Japan. She was visiting Mayapur from in 1980s, and she was doing fashion designing. Okay, so she came in touch with Jayapataka Maharaj, and she really liked what was going on there. In 1980s, Mayapur was not developed. The deities were there. So she met Jayapataka Maharaj, and Jayapataka Maharaj said that you're learning fashion designing. Why don't you design dresses for the supreme post? Why do you need to design dresses for the mortal beings? So she heard it, but she went back to Japan and she, uh, thought about it. And then somehow or other, her heart was there with the deities. So she came back to Mayapur without knowing what the future would hold. And Jayapataka Maharaj got her married to the Pujari of Radha Madhav. He got her married to the Pujari of Radha Madhav, who was an Indian person. He still does Mangalarti every morning. You know, the devotee who does Mangalarti of Radha Madhav every morning for years and years, that person, his wife. So she started designing dresses for Radha Madhav, and she is the lead designer of Radha Madhav's dresses. So and if you go to Radha Madhav's dressing area or the back where they stitch dresses, you will see that all these portraits, you know how the fashion designing studio has all the paintings and drawings, like that they have all the paintings and drawings, because she trains people, they train devotees how to do dresses for Radha Madhav for years and years, for 3 decades now, or maybe 4 decades. So she has not given up her profession. She's not giving up her likes, she's not giving up her inclination in service, but she's utilizing it in the best possible manner and staying fixed. It's not easy to stay fixed in the service for so long if you're not attached and you're not relishing it. Because you would want to change, why we want to change our position, why people want proportion, why people want more money for what they're doing, because they're not happy with where they are. But these devotees who are fixed in their service, or I'm seeing Namanishra Prabhu for over 2 decades, fixed in the service, doesn't want to change the position. Same dress every day, but every day they look more and more effulgent. Right? Same dress. I've never seen him change the color or change anything. Same everything, but more and more effulgent. Every time I see them, I see like more and more glow, because it is so satisfying to the heart of this living entity. Krishna like purifies the heart. The subtle body gets transformed and the intelligence becomes steady. So aim for that kind of a life, not the life which not the life which only gives what is the question, which only gives what? No gain. There's no gain, which is temporary. Okay, do the same activity but do it in a way that it becomes eternal. That's the skill. And nothing to give up. If you are a teacher, if you are a professional, if you're a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you're whatever you are, a person in a bank or business or wherever, do it in such a way that it becomes eternal. It is possible. Don't say it is not possible, because everything belongs to Krishna. If we are going to think that it's not possible, that means we are actually not believing that everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. I think I told you the story of this trauma surgeon. Murari Gupta Prabhu is in Florida. He was with us one time. He did surgery on one of the devotees free of cost, and the devotee becomes very obliged to him. That how do I pay you back? And this devotee was a very good painter. Right. So Murari Gupta Prabhu said, you want to pay me back? Okay, in my operating theater on the ceiling, paint the universal form of Krishna, from Bhagavad Gita. paint the universal form of Krishna. So when a patient lies down on the table for surgery, they're looking on the ceiling at the universal form of Krishna painted in his operating theaters. You see how skillful it is, and when they're doing surgery, they have Harinam playing in the operating theater. Generally, when the surgeons are performing surgery, they want some sort of music playing. Then Prakash Hadas Prabhu, you also do that? And some sort of music. I've always seen they want something playing.
I always have a music.
Yeah, so you see, there always is some sort of music. Why they need, but they need. But there's devotees like praying Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the operating theater. See, Krishna gives intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namam upayanti te. Whoever wants to come to me, I give the intelligence by which they can come. So I give that intelligence.
The main area is very serene, and the
Huh?
closure is always dancing.
What are you saying, Prem Prakash Hadas Prabhu? Please repeat.
I'm saying the music has different tunes. The beginning always is very fast, so that we can reach the area faster. And then the main area comes and it is very serene music. It's not coming in the thoughts. And then lastly, when the closure starts, the music becomes very fast, dancing music.
Oh, very nice. See, it's the mind of a surgeon. Okay, so Prabhupada is saying one should always be fixed in Krishna consciousness and take the cure of devotional service with firm determination. Take the cure of devotional service. Unsteady intelligence is a sign of sickness. So what is the antidote for that sickness? Devotional service with firm determination. Okay, I think I'll stop here. It's a very nice verse. Questions, reflections, realizations, corrections, complaints.